So this was like my doorway entry into Airbnb, but I did not put them on Airbnb. And this is, I feel like this is a mistake that I did. I learned the hard way. Always do it through Airbnb, everything like that. And I was making $1,100 to $1,200 per room, and that's
per room.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, because I know you also have a vending machine business, because that's what I saw you for. When did you buy your first vending machine? When did you talk me through that process? Welcome back to the No Name Podcast. I'm your host, Don Luxama, and today I got a special guest. I'm here with Alisa Wisdom. Mrs. Wisdom, we're here today. A little background of her. She has a vending machine business. She also does Turo, and she also does Airbnb. She also has my dream car, by the way, is a Tesla. Like I want a Tesla one day. That's cool. Like that little backstory is I saw her on Instagram. I saw like a viral video that she did, and I was like, wow, like I got to shoot my shot. I got to see if she wants to get on my podcast. And then she finally responded, and then we're here today. So introduce yourself.
All right, I am Alisa Wisdom, and my Instagram is lifewithwisdom_. So go ahead and follow me over there. So I am, how old am I? I'm 31 years old, and I have 3 children and a husband. And yes, I do Airbnb, Turo, vending machines, ebooks, mentors, assistants. I forget everything that I do sometimes, but yeah, so I'm excited to be here.
All right, so let me ask you this. Like, when did your entrepreneurship journey begin? Like, when did that, like, realization came, like, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur?
Okay, honestly, it came about when I was like 21, 10 years ago, but I didn't do anything on it because I actually, like, we're always told, get a real job and go to school. My family's Jamaican, so I was always told that I needed to be a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, one of these things. And so, that I wanted to do those things because that's what I was told I wanted to do. But about 26 years old, I realized that working a job and a degree really, it's like, okay, I got the degree. I worked
But what did you get your degree in? What did you get your degree in?
An associate's degree in medical assisting. So I was working as a phlebotomist for a while. And then I was like, I need more, and then after a while I was let go from that job because they couldn't afford to pay me anymore, which sucked. And then that made me realize that a job, a 9-to-5, isn't as secure as people made it seem. And then I ended up doing customer service I ended up doing customer service and being a manager for like 8 years after that. And
where were you doing customer service at?
Wendy's, Zaxby's. Yeah, Wendy's and Zaxby's. And then I was a housekeeper for the Marriott, one of the major hotels. Yeah. So I was a housekeeper there for a couple years. And so about 26, 27, I was just sick of it all. And when COVID happened, I realized that, okay, I need to do something with my life where I am in 1,000% control of what's happening. And so I just started looking into real estate and everything, and there I am.
So question. So you said you worked the customer service job. Were you like saving your money? Did you have like where were you getting like the income from to like start the business? Did you like were you saving a lot of money from like your 9-to-5s for the past 8 years, or no?
I could not afford to save anything. I had 3 kids. Thank God I have my husband now, but we're talking about before then I was a single mother, with 3 kids, and So I'll tell you, actually, I know we all were dealing with COVID on at the same level, but what really made me realize that I had to really do something with my life is because I had a surgery, and the doctor messed up really, really bad. And I'm just blessed to be here today and talk to you because I didn't even have my voice for a while. And that was really discouraging. And I was terrified. I didn't have any money. I
How
moved
old were
back
you when this happened? How old were you?
28.
Okay. So
28.
about 3 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. 3 years ago. And so I moved back in with my mother, and I didn't have any money. And, you know, that was like rock bottom for me. When looking back, I do feel like that was like rock bottom for me. And, I just started to look into, first I started doing a pet drop shipping
A pet drop
thing.
shipping store.
No,
Okay.
yeah, right? And then that didn't really go as planned. And then I started to do, because I like more hands-on things. So then I started doing clothing business. And mind you, I didn't have any money. I was at home with my mom. And so, I didn't really have a lot of support, you know, with my 3 kids and everything happening. So that didn't really work out. And then from there, I just used my resources, and I was able to do some research, save up some money for a down payment, and buy my first property. And that's how I got
Wait.
into that.
Go back. So first, you said you started the pet drop shipping store. That didn't go
Mm-hmm.
as planned. But then
Now
after
that
you
was
started,
like for like 2 months.
how? Okay, so if you were to go back real quick, if you were to go back and like fix that business, what would you have done differently?
In that business,
Yeah.
kept going.
Okay, like more.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
the pet drop shipping, it didn't work. So then you started a clothing brand. But then what was wrong with the clothing brand?
Nothing was wrong with the clothing brand, actually. I got it off the ground, started getting some orders. But honestly, if you want to be transparent, it was mindset. I was doing it, but I didn't really. I knew that that's what I needed to do, and I felt like that's what God was telling me to do, but I didn't fully believe it. And then so my surroundings, no one is
Mm,
doing that around me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the lack of support mentally around me also tied into my mental. Um, so life started happening, and I put that on the back burner, which I wish I didn't, but everything happens for a reason. But I left my mother's house, and I was able to get my own house,
okay.
renting that one. And it was like
Okay.
a 4-bedroom house. And still having that entrepreneur mind while I'm researching the real estate market, I put 3 of my bedrooms up for rent. So I'm
Okay, so
making
you
like,
like
mm-hmm,
you were subleasing the different rooms for the apartment. But wait,
mm-hmm.
question. So when you were at your mom's house, did your like children, did they play like a role in like your drive and like your hunger? Like when you're waking up, did you realize like, I can't stop because I have to make sure that I take care of them. Like how did that play a role in like your life?
Yeah,
You
that
took touch
played
on
a
that a little bit.
major role actually. Because like I said, I was like on bed rest for a while, like maybe like 2 months. I felt really helpless, and then with the state of the economy at the time, and I had a 1-year-old at this time. She was one, and so just looking at them and looking at them look at me, and they're hurting for me. They're worried about me, but I don't even have time to worry about myself because I'm all they really have at the end of the day. That was actually the main drive of everything. Like, I have no choice. It's either I sit here and I dwell in what happened to me, or I thank God every day that I'm still here, and I pray that I get my voice back, which I got majority of my voice back.
Uh-huh.
But and I just keep going. And so yeah, they played 1000% the role. It wasn't even me. It was really them.
It was really them. Okay. So now you buy this apartment. It's a 4-bedroom, and you put the 3
House.
rooms up. House. Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
you bought a house and it had 4 bedrooms that that you subleased.
Mm-hmm.
And how did that business go that you were doing? Because you was Airbnb in the room. Did you make them like themed rooms, or was just like just regular rooms?
So this was like my doorway entry into Airbnb, but I did not put them on Airbnb. And this is, I feel like this is the mistake that I did. I learned the hard way. Always do it through Airbnb. So I did it myself. I had contracts, month-to-month contracts. Everyone had their own different amounts they paid. Everything was in the contract, everything like that. And I was making $1,100 to $1,200 per room, and that's 3
Per room.
rooms. Yeah, a month.
All right. So you made $1,100 per room. How much was the how? Can you share how much the rent was at the time that you were paying for the house?
I believe it was 1,900.
So 1,900. So you're making 1,200. So that's 3,600 a month that you were making.
Mm-hmm.
So profit would be.
I can do my calculator real quick.
No, it's like 1,000. I think it's like
Like profit was somewhere around $1,500 a month.
$1,500 a month, and you were basically
Mm-hmm.
living for free because these people were paying down the rent for you.
Yeah, house hacking. That's
House
what they
hacking.
normally call it.
Okay,
Yeah.
house hacking. So now that you're doing this, you're making this $1,500 a month. What is like? Do you run into any problems doing this? Is there any problems, any challenges doing this?
Yeah, so I learned very quickly doing that people don't respect what's not theirs, So whenever you're doing a business like Airbnb or Turo or anything like that, you have to really detach yourself from the property. You know what I'm saying? Emotionally from it. Like, you really have to go into it having it as a business, Because when I put it on there, I like nice things. So I had nice things in my house, and I realized that really wasn't smart,
Okay.
going into it right away. And then a problem that I did really have, was people not wanting to leave. See, with the Airbnb, you have more straightforward. You come in at this time, you leave at this time. And yes, I had contracts, but sometimes people just don't want
They
to
like
leave when they
squatted in
get
your
really comfortable. Yeah.
question, but you were living in the house as well too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you said people were basically like squatting in the house, like they didn't want to leave. How did you get them like out the house or evicted in a sense? Like how would that process work?
Okay. So I had 3 tenants, right? Only one gave me a problem. The other ones, when their lease was up, they understood and they, went on about their way. So the way that I got them out, I actually spoke with the police, and they informed me that I would have to evict, evict her through the system. And at that time, they were already backed up because of COVID. So it would take a while. Luckily, they only squatted for I believe 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Thankfully,
Okay.
They really just left on their own will, honestly. I like to communicate as much as possible, and that is where the customer service part comes into play, for me. And so I just communicated with them, let them know, if you need help moving forward, that, just communicate with me. You don't have to kind of do this. because I was actively leaving too. Like, I was leaving. So when everyone was leaving, I was leaving too. Lease was up. You're either going to be here, and you're going to be up in here with no light, no water, no nothing, or
Okay.
you prepare yourself to move forward. You know?
Okay. So the lease is how long was the lease? Was like a year?
For them,
No, for you, because you said you were
yeah.
leaving as well. So the lease was like a year. So you was able to, like, let's say $1,500 a month. You times that by 12. So you have a lot of money at this point. So
Yeah, I did it for like 7 months.
Okay, so what was like the next thing that you decided to do after that? So you're deciding to leave. What's like the next step after that? Because this is during COVID, right?
Yeah, this was like, definitely during COVID and like kind of when everything was kind of
Like, okay,
subsiding a little bit. So at this time, I actually used the money that I made from that property to prepare for my down payment, right? So this whole time, from when I was at my mom's house to when I was at this house and doing that, that was about a year's time. And during that whole year, I was actively looking for properties to buy. The market was crazy at the time. Like, I might have toured almost 100 properties trying to find the right one without rental restrictions, high HOA. And it was just really crazy at that time for the real estate market. But luckily, I actually found one about 3 months before my lease was up at my house. So I took the money that I saved up from there and I put it on the condo that I'm in right now. And I put it on the condo so that I can actively get on Airbnb, straightforward. And no, to answer your question, I did not theme any of the rooms in the house. It was just fully furnished, bed, TV, dresser.
Say that part again. You said you put the money down the condo. They said it was fully furnished.
No, I was saying, so I put the money down from the condo and I bought my condo to get on Airbnb. But the house, they weren't on Airbnb. That was just me doing it on my own,
Okay.
just renting it out. But in the rooms, they didn't have any themes in it. Like, it was just plain, like just bed, TV, and dresser.
Okay. So now you have so wait, you were putting the condo on Airbnb as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you put the down payment and you have the condo for Airbnb. Are you doing the
Mm-hmm.
same? Are you doing the same process? Like, are you renting out the rooms or is it the whole condo?
It's a 1-bedroom condo, so it's the whole thing.
So it's the whole thing. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You put it on Airbnb and you said you fully furnished it.
Mm-hmm.
How did you attract guests like your Airbnb? Was it like you were posting it on Instagram or was it just straight Airbnb, the platform itself?
Straight Airbnb. Because where I got the actual property is in the middle of downtown Atlanta, right? And so I'm like 5 minutes walk from like all the major attractions, So when you are doing Airbnb and when you are getting into it, you want to make sure that you pay attention to the location that you are purchasing and make sure that it's actually a good location. So, and you want to know what your target audience is. And my target audience is tourists and travelers.
So tourists and travelers, how do you, because you said in your last property, people didn't respect the place, right? So how do you make sure that you're keeping like your Airbnb safe? Like, how do you make sure, like, what's that process like to make sure everything's safe, make sure that stuff doesn't get damaged? Like, what's the process behind that?
So that's why I was saying earlier that I wish I would have put all of the rooms that I had from the first house on Airbnb instead of doing it on my own. Because when guests damage your property, you can put a claim in and request the amount of money that it's worth to go ahead and replace it. So you're not coming out of pocket to replace it. The guests are coming out of pocket to replace it. And then also to keep the property safe, I have fire extinguisher cameras.
Wait, where are the cameras? Are the cameras like in like the living space? Like, how does that situation work?
So I know some other hosts probably have it in the living space, but because my space is 500 square foot and it's like mirrors all the way around, so legally, I would not be able to do that, and that's kind of weird. To put a
Okay.
camera in here, and no, I don't. I respect people's privacy, but I have a Ring camera, and then the actual building that I'm in, they offer security and concierge for Airbnb guests, so that all worked out really well.
Okay, and when you bought the condo, did it say that you could like sublease the property?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some condos like they don't allow that. So like
Yeah.
if somebody's trying to find like an Airbnb, they're trying to start the Airbnb business. What's the first thing you would tell someone to do? Like to get started like doing Airbnb to get their first like condo, get their first house. What's the first thing they should do?
Figure out your why. Before you look into anything, any property, figure out like what is your end goal? What is the reason that you want to do Airbnb? Because if it's just to make money, then I would advise you not to do anything just to make money. We know that money is, the goal, but money should be used for a tool for something greater. So, I like to go into things having an exit route. Like, okay, I know how I'm going in, but I also need to know how I'm coming out of it. Where do I see myself? Because if you don't see yourself there, then you're never going to get there. So figure out what your reason is for it, and then you can determine from there if you want to rent a property, if you want to buy a property, how many rooms you want, what market you want to be in, how long you want to do it for. So, yeah, just figure out your why.
Let's figure out your why. Okay, and how did you figure out the pricing? Like how much to like charge every single night? Did Airbnb do like some like smart type of pricing, or did you just look at the market and see like, um, oh, that house is for this amount? And how did that work?
So, what I did was I went on the app as a guest, and I seen what other units were going for in my building, and I saw what other units were going for in the area, and I was able to, because you don't want to like price too high and price too low. You just want to be able to compete with the
Okay.
market. You see what I'm saying? So I was able to take a look at what was going on in the area, and just figure it out from
And
there.
did you think about like undercutting the market, like saying like, yo, that house is $150. I'm gonna put mine at 135 just to get the customers initially to build up like some reviews. Like, did you do any of that?
Yeah, I did that. I probably didn't have to do that. Now that I look back on it, didn't have to go so low on the price. But I definitely underbid a little bit to get the reviews in there. Not for long, no. um, but it definitely worked in the beginning. And like once I got my first couple of reviews, I went back up to the regular price.
So let's talk about, because I know you also have a vending machine business, because that's what I saw you for. When did you buy your first vending machine? When did you how did talk me through that process?
Okay, so about 2 years ago, yeah, it was 2 years ago now. I bought the first vending machine that I bought, and it was an older vending machine. I went in with my sibling at the time, on that one to do it because I was doing the Airbnb and I was doing a lot. So I was like, okay, if you want to come in with me on this, get a partner. Try not to do everything yourself, they say. um, so it was an older machine, and we went ahead and put it in a performing arts school. And then earlier this year, I went ahead and upgraded and bought a nicer vending machine that I love. That's my baby. And I put it in another school for that owner. She has multiple schools.
She has multiple schools. Okay. Are you planning to put like more vending machines in the other schools, or that's like how is that part? Or you're just waiting until you hear what she says?
So I can if I want to. I just have a lot going on right now, and I don't want to spread myself too thin of everything. I'm working on some major things that I always wanted to do, And so now I finally have, from the moves that I've made up until this point, from
Up
the
to this
moves
point.
that I've made up until this point, I finally have the opportunity to do the things that I dreamed of doing. So I want to get into those,
You want to get
So
okay. So let me ask you this: what do you think the common mistake people make when they start like their vending machine business? Something that
don't.
like
Oh, they do not ask enough questions. They do not ask enough questions from the seller or the vendor or whoever you're hearing it from. Like, a lot of times when you're first getting into the business, you're excited, you're about to get a vending machine, you're about to start something new, and you don't really ask the proper questions that you need to ask. So,
And what are those questions? What should you ask? What should me as like the person that's buying the vending machine or whatever? What question should I ask the person that's
it's a lot of questions. But like the major questions is, out in my opinion, how many vending machines do you have? How long have you had the vending machine? What problems have you had with the vending machine? Why are you selling the vending machine? Like, can I get future assistance with repairs if I need anything? Do you know of any companies that come out and repair? Do you have a manual script that comes with the vending machine that breaks down how to work the vending machine in detail? And most importantly, is the vending machine compatible with a cashless payment system? You know what I'm saying? So that's very important if you want to like really make some money and really maximize on the passive income part of the business.
okay, that's amazing because I feel like I see people like they buy like vending machines without like locations and stuff, or they just buy like bad vending machines or broken vending machines because they never like ask the questions. Like they never like make the person test the machine. They never like ask like you said about like oh
Yeah.
is there like about like the service like the cash or like the car readers and stuff to see if it's like MDB compatible. So I see what you're saying. Like I feel like a lot of people like they like don't do the proper due diligence and they
Yeah.
don't take like the proper steps.
Yeah, and I get it too because sometimes you don't know. Like, you don't really know what to ask. And that's why I do the kind of content that I do. Because it's like, I get so many messages saying how I was scammed and, oh, you really helped me out. Or, hey, I'm in this program to get into the vending machine business. Can you help me figure out if it's a scam? No, baby, it's a scam. You should not. It's a scam. Like, it's either it's just information. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting the right information. And yeah, so I get it. I totally
Question:
get
how do you deal with that? Because I get like you said, like I know your video went viral, right? And I know you get like a lot of messages. Like, how do you deal with like all these people like texting you and asking you like, "Hey, can you help me?" and "Hey, can you do this?" And how do you deal with that?
I don't know. It is very overwhelming. I have gotten some like books,
I got some
stories,
book.
and it's like I want to help you all. That's the whole reason why I'm doing it. Like, I don't gatekeep none of this because my my overall goal, like I said, my why is so much greater than this. This is really my entry. You know what I'm saying? To doing what I always wanted to do, which was motivate, inspire, help people in some kind of way, let them know that they can do anything that they really want to do. Just you have to realize that you have everything you need now, even when it doesn't really look like it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and the way I deal with it, I don't know. I
I
don't
got,
know. I don't
I
know
got
how I'm
some
doing
books.
it.
I got some books too. Like people like begging me like, "Please, can you help me?" And it's like I can only do. I give. There's only so much you could do for them.
Yeah,
For me.
so that's why I created my YouTube channel too.
Hmm.
And that's why I really, so when I first started doing my content on Instagram, which was only maybe like 2 months ago when I first started, I didn't have any ebooks. I didn't have my YouTube for real or anything like that. But then when I started getting all this, help me, help me, help me, help me, it's like, okay, how can I help you all? So then I created my ebook. It's just a step-by-step way how to do it. And then I realized that, okay, even though it's only $25, some people really don't want to invest in themselves. Like they should invest in themselves. So then I was like, okay, you know what? Let me create this YouTube channel so that, you know, if you don't have the $25, if you unsure, if you worry that it's a scam because you've been scammed so much, you know what I'm saying? You have an option to go over to my YouTube channel, which is just Alisa Wisdom. And
I started out.
right. Which is just Alisa Wisdom. And I have a whole playlist of everything vending machine, you know, about the vending machines for free.
The fact, cause you know what I'm realizing? I feel like a lot of people want free information, right? But like you have like everything that they need, but people want to get like their hands held. And I always feel like if you reach out, like if you make yourself too accessible, then your value goes down. You know what I mean? Like if you make yourself too accessible, like you can't charge as much. Because I remember I was charging. You were just saying that. I feel like it's a fact. Like if I help all you guys, then you guys are not gonna value me as much. Because there was times when I was doing like consultation calls for $50 for 30 minutes. People would hop on my consultation calls. So let's say it was talking about vending machines, right? And they would come on and they would like waste my time. That's when I realized, like, yo, like if I'm giving all this information for free already, if you want to like come and talk to me, I gotta raise my prices like crazy amounts just so like people could like respect my time, respect like me coming out and like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally get it. It's like, you know, we want to help, but you know, we're only human, and you know, this needs to be a give and receive part, like
give and receive. That's true. Yeah.
You know, so that's why I was like, okay, you know, let's get over to YouTube, subscribe, like, comment,
buy the ebook.
Right, buy the ebook. And then the thing is, it's like when I am giving out the information on my YouTube, but it's like I'm doing it in small pieces once a week over a course of time. You know what I'm saying? It's either you want to take yourself seriously, and while it's $25 because it will go up. From the time of this recording. So if you really want to take advantage of it, I strongly suggest that people grab the ebook, read over it, go through my YouTube, follow through, you know what I'm saying? And then from there, I'm willing. You can email me and I'll answer anything you want to answer, you know what I'm saying? But if you haven't bought the ebook or watched the videos, I feel like it's a waste of my time and it's a waste of their time. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the questions that you're asking me, I'm already answered for you. I'm already giving you the answer. I'm already giving you a lot that you need, you know? And so I feel like when you come to me and you ask certain questions, it should be like real specific questions, you know?
That's facts. Like deals. I want people, that's why I tell people, like, come with your deals so I can look at the deal to see, like, don't come ask me. Because I feel like, what's like the biggest question, the most often asked question that you get in terms of vending machines?
How much my vending machine cost? How did I find the location? Where did I get my vending machine? How much for repairs and costs? And it's like the general.
It's like the general questions?
Yeah.
Wait. Run through those answers real quick. So people can understand as fast as you can. Run through those answers. How much did your vending machine cost? The new one that you bought?
I don't like to say that because I don't like to say that because people get turned away with the price. I was willing to pay the price, but I don't want to turn anyone away because my first vending machine was only $1,100. Then I went in with a partner, so I only paid half of that. You know,
like 500. Okay.
Yeah. But this vending machine is
a combo vending machine. It's a combo.
It's my baby, you know.
It's up there. It's up there.
Yeah.
Okay, so like a regular, because we're in different markets. So like in Atlanta, like how many how much do you see vending machines go for? Because in New Jersey over here, like I see vending machines go from like $500 to $700. I bought vending machines for like $400 to like $700.
Really?
My most expensive vending machine was probably my drink vending machine, like the glass front one. That was
Mm.
$3,000. That was like the most I spent for like a drink vending machine. And
It
then
was
snack
just,
vending,
it was only drinks?
it was only drinks. But it's like the glass front ones, 32 selections,
Yeah, that sounds
like
about right.
those types of machines. But I bought it from a vending machine warehouse, so it was like different. From
Okay.
like Facebook Marketplace offer up, it could be it's like cheaper, but the warehouses they're like always expensive.
Yeah. But it's pretty much the same. I just know that when you pay out here, I know that when you pay like $300-400, you're gonna get $300-400 worth
Worth
of
of
a
okay, that makes
product,
sense.
and so you want to make sure that you have extra money for repairs, and you definitely want to make sure that you ask those questions, because 9 times out of 10 you're gonna have problems. But I've seen prices in all ranges from $700 to $1,100 to $3,000 and over that. So yeah, it's about the same. I feel like it's about the same anywhere. It's just what you're willing to pay.
Which one to pay? Okay, how much should you pay for a vending machine? Would you tell people? Like, I'm trying to buy a new vending machine. How much should I pay? Or maybe the vending machine is older, and when should I like upgrade the machine?
So it all depends on your location, and you want to make sure you have the location first, and make sure that you know what vending machine the location wants. So all of that comes into play when you're coming to do it. It's not really a situation where you're like, oh, I want a vending machine, I'm gonna go get the one I want, and so it's some steps you gotta go through before you even get to how much you should pay for it. I would just suggest a reminder to people: you get what you pay for. So I don't like when people say, I bought a $500 vending machine, and they let that turn them away because it has so many problems, and they did not ask the right questions, and now they're on their own and it's breaking down. Like, the slots are not working, the key is not working. You can't add a card machine on it, and you go to the public and say vending machines are not working. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you didn't do it right.
Yeah, no, that's a
So
fact.
yeah.
That's a fact. Okay, so repairs. For vending machine repairs, how do you answer when people say, "Oh, how much are repairs?"
I normally say that I'm the truth, which is I don't have to do many repairs. I haven't had to repair my new vending machine since I got it in January. I haven't had to repair it at all. I feel like normally a snack will get stuck. It might not come down the thing or whatever. But and sometimes you might have to restart your machine. But as far as repairs, I haven't had to do any. And then with my first one that I bought about 2 years ago, I haven't had to do any real repairs on that one. It's just more products got stuck. More money got stuck in it. It was $1,100. It was an older machine. It was only snacks, and yeah. So I don't really, I
So
don't
so
really answer those questions.
okay, so it's like so you're saying the more the higher quality vending machines that you get, the less you will have to do any maintenance issues, the less you have to fix up the vending machines, right?
Yeah,
Also, I know a big question that I get a lot is, do you have to pay commission or rent to vending machine locations?
that is a question I get a lot, and I stay in my lane. I don't, portray to be anything I'm not. So I know that like malls and certain venues like that, they may require payment every month. I stay away from those. I like to do like the performing arts schools specifically because they stay open all year. You have kids, parents, employees coming through there, and where I have my stuff, there's no corner store. You have to drive
Mm,
a minute away, and then you have to go into the Walmart into the Kroger and get in line, and then, you know what I'm saying, versus the kids, the kids, they eat it up. Love it.
I feel you. I feel you. That's a good
So
point that you made. So basically you're saying that your location is secluded, basically, not next to any places. So like you're a monopoly in your area.
yeah,
You're and you probably can control the prices too.
yeah, definitely. So no, I don't pay any commission, any rent, anything like that, because I always come at it to the owner or the people that run the property. I'm going to provide you a service. Like, I'm going to provide value to your property. How am I going to provide value? Well, the kids are going to be happy to come to your establishment. That means that they're going to go home and tell their parents they want to come back. They don't want to go anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? And then the parents are going to be happy because their kids are happy. You know, when the parents are waiting for their kids to get done with singing and acting or dancing and all of these things, they can have something to drink. You know what I'm saying? And then, not to mention the employees that are there, when you build a good relationship with the employees in these schools, when things like money gets stuck or a product doesn't come down, a lot of times, I know from my experience, the employees will give the kid $1 back, or they'll just wait. They'll text me and say, hey, just want to let you know this happened, so whenever you come, X, Y, and Z. And I'll walk in and I'll be like, any issues? And they'll be like, oh yeah, 1 or 2 kids didn't get their product, so I bought another one for them, or I gave them their $1 back. And I'm just like, okay, well, here you go, So,
That's amazing. That's amazing. So, like I was saying before, with the commission, I know a lot of people, they ask that because they're like, "Oh my goodness, like you have to pay rent, you have to pay commission," and like you said, like you're providing a service. You're a service provider. I try to tell people that as well. Like, just tell these companies like you're a service provider, and that's why you don't have to pay rent. And also too, you know what someone told me about rent, like that really blew my mind when it comes to vending machines. Somebody put in my comments that like if you were just to add the commission price to the products, you wouldn't really pay commission. So for example, so like let's say like they're charging you, let's say 10% commission, and your snacks are like at $1. So now you just add that 10% to the price. So it's like you're like, so no matter what the commission is, let's say it's 50%, and now your snacks are like $1.50, $1.25, whatever the price is. So now it's like, and basically said like when the people ask you like, oh, why the price raise, you're just gonna say, oh, it's in your operating costs. So I thought that was really cool. Like somebody told me like, oh, Donald, like these places are asking commission. What should I do? And that's why I tell people just like adjust it back into like your cost.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, I didn't think about that. I never had to think about that. Like,
I never had. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I never had to think about that. But someone told me, I was like,
that's smart. I'm gonna remember that.
That's smart because next time someone asks me for commission, I'm put right back into the price.
Right.
Like I said, I haven't had any places ask me for commission either because it's like, why would they? Like the kids is happy, everyone is happy. So, and also electricity. People always bring that up. Like, what do you tell people about electricity for vending machines?
What do you mean?
Like people say, oh, who pays the electricity? Who does that? Basically,
wherever it's at. What do you mean? That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Facts. I told you, vending machines don't take as much electricity as people think too. They be like some vending machines like turn off, like energy power saving mode. Like they're like.
Yeah, and let's just be real too. Like, depending on where you are, there's gonna be a whole lot of other stuff that's always on.
That's
you know what I'm saying? Versus your little vending machine. So
that's true. All right, let's shift gears because let's talk about Turo because I know you have a Turo business.
Yeah.
When did you start the because I watched your day in the life. It was a really good video. I watched your day in the life, how you went through the thing. I watched it. It was a good video. I watched your day in the life when I was doing. So let's talk about Turo. How did you get into doing rental cars? I know you have a Tesla, and I know you have I guess you would call it an economy car.
Yeah.
But you could explain it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I actually started getting into Turo in January. Sorry, I do a lot at one time.
I feel me. I feel
So
me.
I'm on the go. When my mind is there, I'm there. So so I started getting into that in January of this year, 2023, and so this is something I was interested in. I'm like a serial entrepreneur. You know, if the numbers make sense and it will provide me the time that I want to do what I want to do, I'm gonna do it. So the first car that I did was my Nissan Altima. So I already had that car. You know, this was my personal car. And what I did was I paid it off. So I paid it off the debt. It's a debt-free car, right? Immediately, like, got it all fixed up, put it onto the road. And then I bought my Tesla. And my Tesla, not going on Turo. Not
Really?
happening.
Why?
No.
Why not?
That's my dream car. What do you mean? Remember when I told
Like,
you people do
no
not
emotional
respect?
attachments. Yeah,
No emotional. I'm
no emotional
emotionally
attachment.
attached. Okay, that is my baby. So like I said, no emotional attachment. People don't really respect your stuff. So that is my dream car. I manifested that car for 3 years. So I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be that. But so with that being said, I put my Nissan on Turo. I absolutely loved it. That makes about a little over $1,000 a month, and so that's
How
full
much is it per
profit.
day? How much is it per day? Per day, how much is the day rate? Do you
It
remember?
ranges from $41 to $48.
$41 to 48. Ooh. Okay, and
Yeah.
what year? What year is the
What year
So I
is
know
that?
Toro has like a limit.
It's 2017, and the limit is like, correct me if I'm wrong. I know like the mileage is more like what matters, and then it can't be more than 10 years. So I'm 2017.
So you're fine. Because I tried to rent out a car on Toro, but the car I bought was 2006.
Ah!
So when I tried to rent it, I had to go to, I don't know if you ever heard of Hire Car.
No, I haven't heard of that.
Hire Car is basically like it's for like Uber drivers and like DoorDash people that use like have service have like they do businesses that require a car. But they're taking your car out for months though. Like they could take your car for like 2-3 months at a time, basically, right? So that's why I had to go when I tried to start Toro. So I went over to like Hire Car.
Wait. So you bought the car without doing your research?
No, I did my so look, I did my research. I did my research, like, because I'm a person like I do things really quickly. Like I see it, I think about it, and it's done. Like I do a lot of research behind. Mind you, I'm putting this car. Toro had like a Toro calculator when I was doing this. They don't have that anymore. They used to put the car and they used to tell you like how much the car makes. They used to have a Toro calculator. So I'm putting this car, and it's like it's saying, oh, it makes $700 a month, $800 a month, and I was like, cool. So I ended up buying the car. It had 85,000 miles. It was a 2006 Chevrolet Impala. I bought it, and then they said, oh, it's the 10 years. So I think 2008 was the or 2012 was the cutoff at the time, or 2011, something like that. So then and then they had like this special thing, like you could have like a car, it's like special consideration, but they didn't accept my car. So then that's why I went over to Hire Car, and that's what I started doing.
That makes sense. So what I would suggest for people that are interested in Turo though, when you go to a dealer or when you go to buy a car, you normally can get the VIN number. You get all the information. You get the Carfax, right? So this is what I normally do to avoid all of that. I have my Turo app and I have my account set up, right, to do a car. But even if you're just starting, you just set up your account, right? And when you go and you get the VIN number, just put the VIN number in. Go through the process. Put the information in for the car, and it will tell you if it's approved or not. So you know if it's
Mm,
approved before you
okay,
go finish, go through the process.
I got you. So, what's one thing you wish that you knew before you started your Turo business? Now that you know now, like, what's one thing you wish you knew?
I wish I would have knew that I knew this 10 years ago.
10 years ago?
I would have had 20 cars. Right now, I have 2 cars on Turo. I own 4 cars, but I have 2 cars on Turo.
4 cars?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The
So,
Tesla, the 2,
Tesla, 2023, Nissan Altima, 2017, a Dodge Challenger, 2017, and a Toyota Yaris, 2016. So the Yaris and the Nissan are on Turo.
And the Tesla and the Challenger, I guess it's for the Challenger's for your husband and the Tesla's for you.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Okay, so let's go. Continue what you were saying. So those 2 cars.
What was I saying? I forgot.
So you saying how you have those 2 cars on Toro? You would have bought 20 cars if you knew that, like.
Oh no, I wouldn't have bought because, like, okay, we all go through hard times, right? Like I said, I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 23. I'm 23.
Dang, that's dope. I'm proud of you for everything. Oh,
Thank you.
So, so I'm 31. You know what I'm saying? But if I had knew what I knew at 23, I wouldn't have lost the cars that I lost because I was working a 9 to 5 and couldn't afford it. I wouldn't have, had to deal with my credit being messed up. You know what I'm saying? For repossessions and everything like that. Like, we've all been through stuff. We've all lost. And that's why I stress the importance of knowledge and information. Because the only difference between someone that has it or doesn't, or someone that's successful and is not, is the information that they know. You know what I'm saying? Because if I knew this information, I would have threw these cars on Turo. Let it make its own money. It would have paid me. I would have went and got another car. Paid me again. Paid it off. And I would have had multiple cars paid off and making me money. More money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing I wish I would have known. And, when you're around people that really don't know this information either, you got to put yourself in the room,
That's true. And do you feel like when you were like younger, you felt like you were surrounded by like people that wasn't like taking you anywhere, or like people that were like sucking you dry, like sucking your energy? Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
What would you say for someone that's like they want to be an entrepreneur, but they're having like people like around them that's like, no, you can't do it, or you have like those naysayers, you have those people like when you work those 9 to 5 jobs and people are like people bring that like 9 to 5 energy, like they're like sad and like down. Like, what would you say to that person who is trying to become an entrepreneur, that's trying to buy that Tesla, that's trying to buy that Challenger, start the Airbnb? What would you tell that person? They have to overcome.
Whenever God puts a dream in your dream, like a thought in your dreams, a vision in your dreams, it could be any moment and an idea just comes on in your head and you're like, hey, I feel like I just have to do this. I just feel like I'm supposed to do this. Keep it to yourself. Don't tell nobody. Please. I'm begging you. Don't tell nobody. Email me. Message me on Instagram and tell me the dream. But I was telling you that you can do it. You know what I'm saying? But don't tell anyone because God didn't put it in their mind. You know what I'm saying? They never did it before. So how are they going to be able to uplift you on something that they haven't done or they don't even see? And that was my problem. I always had a great idea, always had a thought come into my mind, great always idea, and then I went and told somebody. And then they told me it was going to cost me much money to start. You couldn't do it. Nobody will listen to you. All of this stuff. Nobody's doing. My favorite one. Nobody's doing that. That's the main reason. That's the main reason why you should be doing it. You know what I'm saying? If nobody's doing it. So, yeah, just don't tell anyone. And it sucks, but sometimes you just gotta detach to elevate.
Elevate. I feel like it's like a big thing for entrepreneurs. Like, it's like you trying to be different, but like everybody wants you to walk this like traditional way, and they only think that like this is the only way that you could be successful. But meanwhile, there's like so many like other ways to be successful. And I feel like a lot of people, like if I want to make $1 million, why in the world am I getting advice from somebody that only makes like $100,000 a year, or that, you know what I'm saying? Like, how am I ever gonna grow? How am I ever gonna be like, you feel me? They can only tell you how they made 100, like 6 figures. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm on the road to $1 million. I touched 6 figures. I'm on the road to $1 million. It ain't enough.
That's a fact. So let's go over to family, because I know this is very big, right? So I know you're married now. What advice would you give to like entrepreneurs that are trying to get into like a relationship? Because like I have like a hot take, right? I think entrepreneurs should only talk to other entrepreneurs, like only should date other entrepreneurs, or you feel me? You might not agree, but I feel like entrepreneurs should only talk to.
I can see that.
Anybody else, like, they won't understand. Like, why you up so late? You haven't slept for 3 days. It's not healthy. like you know what I'm saying? Like
me right now.
And some days and telling that to like a regular person, I don't say regular. Telling that to an average person, it might seem crazy. You feel me? Like, oh, like I feel like as an entrepreneur, you need to have a certain level of like happiness. You have a certain level of like pride, in a sense. You feel me? Like you like, unless, because you know entrepreneurs, everyone goes to like their dark times. Everybody goes through like those times where it's like you feel like you're not gonna make it, and it's like, dang, like you don't see the way out. You feel me? Like, you need people, that person that you choose, like decide like you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, or the person that you choose that you're gonna be with, like they need to be a special type of person.
Oh yeah. So, okay, how do I feel about that? That one hits home. That's deep. Because, you know, a previous relationship, it was not healthy. People like to, how do I explain it? People will like to confine you to a certain level, because if you thrive in your skills, in your passion, you may shine brighter than them. I feel like your partner is very important in that aspect, because a true partner that understands and really wants best for you is going to learn that there's no gender role, like there's no this should be that and it's from that person. You should be able to elevate off each other and build from each other, you know? And I think it's very important. I don't necessarily feel like it should be another entrepreneur, because you can be an entrepreneur that meets someone that never thought that way because of their circle, you know? But when you present it to them, they're like, I like that. Yeah, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for my husband. I truly believe like I wouldn't even be where I am without the support of my husband. There's the one person when nobody is like, oh, that's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, screw it. It's going to work. I've seen you put the work in. I've seen you study. I've seen you get depressed. I've seen you pray. I've seen you work. Even when things aren't working, you still are educating yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's very important to just have somebody that wants more for themselves and wants more, you know, in life, and can see more in life other than what they're taught. Because as an entrepreneur, when you talk to them about these things, it makes it like, how do I say? You can make their dreams more achievable just by the mindset that you have, you know?
That's a fact.
So, you know, yeah, I'm grateful for my man, you know.
Nah, I feel you. Cause I feel as if sometimes, like, what you might call it, I see a lot of entrepreneurs in bad relationships. Like, I don't know if you probably seen it a lot too. Like, an entrepreneur,
I don't
like,
be paying attention.
Really paying attention? Oh yeah, you're too busy now. Facts. You're too busy now. Facts. But like, I've seen people in bad relationships to the point where like they get depressed and they stop their business. like their man does something, their girl does something, and they can't even function. You feel me? You over here like,
That used to be me.
nice to meet you.
And I did everything. So I wanted to do backstory real quick. I don't know how much time we had, but I wanted to do a hair care business. I had locks during COVID, right? So I wanted to do like a hair growth oil. I was really into that. I was a massage therapist for a while, right? So I was really into all the oils and stuff. I found out how to private label. I found out how to get the products. Everything was coming together. My hair was growing crazy. I bought a whole book. It cost me like $100 with different oils and everything and what it does so I can mix things together. And the person I was with at the time told me that I was not going to be able to do that. I couldn't do that. It won't work. And I'm like, but look, see, it's not going to be this, but look, see. And one thing I would advise people is like, you should never have to like
Explain.
explain your gift and explain your passion to another human when God has already told you that you can do it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I feel like if you even gotta ask somebody if they believe in your dream, I feel like they don't believe in it. If you have to ask them, do you believe? They don't, I feel like they don't believe in it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So since you're a wife, you're a mom, and you have a business, how do you balance everything? Because I know sometimes like you focus so much on like let's say your business that maybe you might leave, maybe you might not spend enough time with your husband, you may not spend enough time with your kids, or like how do you manage all that?
That's a good question. Time management. You know, sometimes everything is not perfect, and sometimes you fall short when it comes to balancing all of that. But I think it's easier for me because I include my family in my business, right? So I always
Ooh, I
make
like
room
that.
for my husband in our business. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to choose, you know. And then as far as my daughter, I have a teenager. She sees me, she's like, Mom, I want to buy properties, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. So we have those conversations, and we talk about, like, money, like, real, like, what it means to have money, how to use money, credit, things like that. Like, my son, he's 12 years old. Like, when it comes to cleaning the cars, I have him clean the cars with me sometimes, and I pay him for that. You know what I'm saying? You just worked as a self-contractor for
And
your mother's
now I'm paying
business,
you.
and I just pay you. And a lot of times, I don't even tell him I'm going to pay him. And the reaction on his face is just like, you
I'm
know?
just like so excited.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, and honestly, I have more time now with my family than I ever did working a 9 to 5. Ever. I used to miss everything. I used to miss everything. I used to not have any time because I always had to be at work to pay the bills. I never was at home because I had to be at work to pay the bills. That made no sense. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
So now I'm always at home and I never miss anything. And if I'm not at home, my kids are like, "Where you at?" You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? Where you at? So yeah,
Nah,
I love it.
that's a really like strong answer. Is that like include your family into the business? So every time, because I've seen a video of like your daughters like filling up the vending machine. I saw that video. I was like, that's really cool. So if you just include them, you don't have to be like, oh, it doesn't have to be like a pick or choose.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool. Okay. So like, how do you deal? Okay, so how do you deal with stress then? Talk about stress, like stress management. How do you deal with stress in your business?
No stress.
No stress at all.
No stress. You can't stress. When I first started, and this is how I got here, right? When I first started, I used to stress everything. Like if something didn't go right, I'm like, oh my god, I'm stressing out. But you gotta remember that, like, if you still here, God has allowed you to win every battle that you came up across. So why are you stressing? You said you wanted this, so why are you stressing about it? My thing is, I know that you can get fearful. I know we're all going to be fearful. We're going to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? We can worry. You know what I'm saying? But stressing and dwelling on the problem, I feel like that's a waste of time. And time is the most important thing. So I normally like to focus on the solution. How can we fix it? Like the moment it happens, like how we gonna fix this? How we gonna move forward? And when you do that, you naturally create the universe to curate a solution for whatever problem. So,
Okay, so don't focus on the problem, just focus on the solution at hand. So
focus on the
no stress.
solution.
So no
Yeah.
stress in your life. Would you do? I know some people, they say entrepreneurs should get like therapy. Entrepreneurs should have like a therapist, because there's been times like for me personally, like I've been working so hard, I didn't have time to feel sad. I didn't have time to really feel anything, because you're just so deep in the work. Like
Yes.
and then like let's say like 5 months later, I'm upset about something that happened to me a year ago, because I never had the time to really like
Wow.
think about it or worry about it. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, and something might hit me. I'm like, yo, I'm not even mad about this situation. I'm mad about what happened. Like, you know, because it's not resolved. And I feel
Yeah.
like, so what do you think? Do you think entrepreneurs should have like therapy like in the beginning stages? I know like once you have systems in place and you have ways to, like, it's easier.
Yeah.
You're not worrying about, you have like the hierarchy of like people that people call and stuff. So
Right.
what do you think about that?
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. I feel like people in general should have therapy. I don't have therapy. I need it, you know. So hopefully we get a sponsor, you know,
Nah,
a
facts.
therapist sponsor on this one. I think everybody should have therapy because we all were kids once. We all have our own traumas. And then when you go into the world of entrepreneurship, you know, it's a whole nother game. I'm working on getting therapy right now, just to be able to just talk through things. And I know as an entrepreneur, a lot of times we feel alone, you know, and that's what I've been dealing with. That's what I have had to deal with, is the feeling of alone, of being lonely. Not with myself, because I love spending time with myself. Just feeling alone with our mindset. Like, there's not enough people around us that we can talk to about money, that we can talk to about a business move, that we can talk to about, hey, oh, this went wrong in my business today. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing they're going to say is, well, I told you shouldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But I feel like that, like you said, like people are so quick to be like, "I told you so. I told you to get a job. I told you to." You feel me? But
I just stopped talking to him.
You said, I could really like that really resonates with me. I relate to that. Like lonely, like dang, like I'm the only entrepreneur. I'm the only one grinding. I'm the only one. Like, see, I feel like you feel like that. That's why, like when I see people like you, like with your vending machines, you're doing all this. It's like, wow, like there's people out there that's really grinding. There's people out there that's really hustling. That's really putting, like, building. You feel me? Because I know, because it may seem, because there's a lot of, I won't say weak people or average. I want to say there's like a lot of people that's just going through the motions. Like, it's just another day. Like, you know what I mean? And then you got some people that's really just fighting through there. You're from, like, life is punching them and they're just throwing punches right back, and they're just like making sure they get everything done.
Yeah, I feel like I like to remember that somebody made $1 million today. Somebody made $10 million today. Somebody made $100,000 today. Right now.
This hour, this minute.
Why I can't do it? Why I can't do it?
That's a fact.
You know? So
that's a fact. So we're gonna wrap up. I want you to think of something closing to get to some entrepreneurs. Think of like a closing to, like, close this whole episode out. Put a bow on this whole entire episode. Something profound advice that you could give to somebody, to, as an entrepreneur, as a Black entrepreneur, whatever you feel like giving them. Go ahead.
Okay. I would just say what my personal mission statement is right now overall, which is believe in yourself. If you can see it, it's for you. You know, don't tell anyone what God has told you. And it's going to be hard. I can't curse on here. So it's going to be hard. AF. But anything that's worth it isn't easy. And and it's okay to be fearful. It's okay to be uncomfortable. But you have to keep pushing, because you're going to push past that. and it's going to be very rewarding in the end and very worth it. And please value your time. Time is the most important thing that we have on this earth.
That's amazing. You can't end it off any better than that. Socials. Give your socials. I'm also gonna put. Make sure I'm gonna put her link for her ebook down in the description. Make sure you guys go get it. So give your socials. Where can people email you? Where they could talk to you? Where can they find you?
Okay, you can find me on YouTube at Alisa Wisdom. You can reach me on Instagram at lifewithwisdom_. And you can email me at wisdom1.co@gmail.com.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next episode. And you got to say your statement. We all need a little wisdom in our life. That's how it goes?
Yep. And we all need a little wisdom in our life, okay?
I'm going to see you guys on the next episode. Peace.